Just testing this Valveking VK100 with different valves in the first position here, position V1. At the moment this Valveking comes with JJs, which are pretty good. What I did is I downloaded an app, a signal generator app, Qul Soft it's called, and I'm putting out 440 Hertz frequency sine wave, and what I'm doing is I'm leaving this at the same output volume, which is reasonably high. I've also downloaded another app which is a decibel meter for the phone, that is. I know that's not like a professional thing, so it's probably not going to be spot on in terms of dB. But what I was doing is I was adjusting this up so that this JJ was reading 70 dB exactly on the settings, so I could test all the valves that I had in stock. I've just been through all of them. The reason being is a couple of Sovteks that you can see there, they were really low. I mean, one of them was 59, minus 59 dB output, and the other one was minus 63, 64, and then that one in the box, no output whatsoever. So I thought, all right, I better check my valves because they're brand new, them Sovteks. I bought 10 of them for a good price, and well, at least 3 of them are below par. One of them doesn't work at all, and the other 2 have got lower outputs. And I've been through all my valves. I've got many Sovteks. I also buy NOS stuff. I bought these Pan valves here. I think they're made in Germany and assembled in Yugoslavia, something like that. But these are new old stock valves. They've never been used. ECC83. And these have got excellent outputs. They're really good outputs. As good as the JJ Tesla. And I thoroughly recommend that because these are much cheaper than JJ Tesla. JJ Tesla here in Brazil will set you back probably about 270 reais, which is a lot of money. These pans are a lot cheaper. I'm not going to give away how much, but they are very cheap. Also, in my stock I had some other valves. I had a Mesa Boogie valve which is used. I wanted to check that, and the Mesa Boogie valve was good. That came up around 71 minus 71 dB. I've also got some RCA valves, new old stock RCA 7025s I think they are. I checked them, very good output, very loud actually. It's probably about 72, 73 dB, so they're better than the JJ Teslas. These are new old stock RCAs, RCA made in Mexico. And you can get them obviously made in the States, you can get them made in other places, but the Mexico ones are pretty cheap. They cost me less than half the price of that JJ would have cost me. And the thing about these new old stock valves, they last a lot longer, 5 times, sometimes 10 times longer than the modern valves, because they just don't make them like they used to. But one thing I paid very little for is another new old stock valve. It was a Panasonic valve, and that had a superb output of 73, minus 73 dBs, according to this app meter. And I'm leaving my phone in exactly the same place, so I'm recording everything in exactly the same place, exactly the same volume. I'm not messing with the volume, and leaving it on for the same amount of time, giving it plenty of time to warm up. And I must say, the Panasonic ones surprised me, the RCA ones surprised me, and these obviously are going to give much longer life. If you want to get a brand new valve, you're doing it the pans as well. These are quite cheap. These were 230 reais it cost me a pan, whereas a Sovtek would have been 270, 280. And this JJ would have been about 260, 270. These pans were 230, and you know, I don't know whether you can get them in the country that you're watching this in, but these are very, very good output, very nice output. The only thing about these pans is the construction doesn't look quite as good. They've got a seam running through them, so they're obviously been made in a slightly different way. But these are bound to be good. They're German. I've used a couple of these now. I've just revalved a Marshall with all of these, and they're absolutely fine. They give a great output. So yeah, so the long and short of it really is, if you're going to get a new valve, brand new valve, Sovtek, they're a little bit of a mixed bundle in the lot that I bought. Maybe because I bought 10 and I got them at a lower rate, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're a bad batch or something, or a batch of fails that didn't make, I don't know. Because obviously I've heard of companies like Mesa Boogie. I think Mesa Boogie use Sovtek valves, but they select the Sovtek valves. Basically, the good ones they keep, and the bad ones they send back to Sovtek. Maybe this bunch of 10 that I got were Mesa Boogie rejects. I don't know what's going on, but one thing's for sure, I bought a few new old stock pans. I bought quite a few, and they're all fantastic. They just give a little flash when you turn them on in the, but that's gases just being eaten up, and they seem to do that, and it doesn't wear off. But I mean, these have been fine so far, and they got a good output. And I say the Panasonics and the RCA new old stocks are fantastic, got a great output, and they're much cheaper than the likes of Sovtek or JJ. JJ is very good. If you want to get a new valve, I recommend JJ because it's got a very good output. But Sovtek, I'm not sure whether I can recommend them now on the strength of buying these 10. Anyway, it's good to, if you've got an amplifier, it's good to get different makes and experiment with them. All we need to do is replace the valve in V1 and just check the results. As I say, you can download on the, my phone is Android. On the Android store, you can download a decibel meter, which is good enough to give you a relative value between the valves. Just seat the phone, prop the phone up in the same place, close to the speaker that you're monitoring with, and then you'll see a clear difference. The other thing that I can note is that the pan valves and also the RCA, most of these new old stock valves, they seem to warm up quicker. So you put the power on, leave the power on for a minute, then put it into, turn the standby off so you've got power, and they gradually come into life. But the newer valves take slightly longer to warm up than the new old stock ones. A few of the new old stock ones came to life pretty quickly and very strongly. So it's good to experiment here, but for my money, I would buy new old stock any day because they're not any cheaper. People don't know about new old stock. They think, you know, it's an old valve. But if it's a genuine new old stock that's never been used in a box, and you can tell if it's been used or not by looking at the valve, I highly recommend them because they cost less money, they'll last much, much longer, and they give a strong output. So I hope you found this interesting. Thanks for watching.